than the age of the universe. So this in like the astronomer community just sent people into apoplexy. They were going, no, these guys should not be talking about, like I have friends, like Elon Musk shouldn't even talk about this because he launched a satellite in SpaceX whose main job is to detect dark. I'm like, what are you guys talking about? Like when lay people, and Elon's a technically minded person, he has a physics background as an undergraduate. He's not a physicist. He's not a scientist working to discover new laws of nature and employ the scientific method. He's good at engineering and he's an incredible businessman and a visionary person, but he's not. So he's kind of a proxy for a smart layman, right? In this sense, there's nothing wrong with that. But people then perceive this as like now these influencers are now overturning the work of literally thousands of astronomers and physicists working right now on legitimate scientific topics.
Let's get back to the actual claim itself.
Yeah.
So this claim itself, this is where we're getting away from this a little bit. So this claim of 26 billion years. Yeah. Does it make any sense?
So it can make sense in the following context. Imagine you see a planet, and on that planet there are people, and they're playing around with like these electrified pieces of silicon. And you'd be like, wait a second, like that's really weird. Like that planet's only 4 billion years old. How is it possible that they're not only able to talk on electrified silicon, but they're also like having an internet and space flight? No. It takes longer. In my model of how civilizations form, it must have taken 8 billion years for that to happen. So therefore, it's impossible to reconcile with the Earth being 4.3 billion years old. Therefore, the Earth must be 8 billion years old. What he said, this guy Gupta said, there are properties of galaxies. They're rotating. They're appearing too early on in the universe's early history to have developed into the spiral characteristics and the population distribution of them. Is too numerous to have occurred in a universe that's only quote unquote 13 billion years. And you actually said that. You said like, I always thought 13 billion is a pretty big number. Now they're saying 27. So what's the difference? But there's a big difference because implicit in that criticism is that there are flaws and imperfections in how we understand the Big Bang. Okay, when in reality, at best, he could be correct about the formation of galaxies. But you see, those are two separate things, right? The formation and the structure of a galaxy has no bearing on how old the universe is necessarily. It tells you something about your models of computer simulations, is what he's effectively criticizing, not criticizing the evidence that something like a Big Bang occurred at a very definite point in the universe's past, that we believe to about we have equivalent precision for me to say, I know how old you are exactly, but if you looked at a 50-year-old person, you could say, the day they were born plus or minus a week. Like that's the precision with which modern astronomers know the age of the universe. And one guy is coming up with this idea that because there's certain galaxies within it that have formed this. I mean, again, imagine if we found like a hyper advanced civilization that has warp drives and does this type 3 Dyson civilizations or whatever. They would not cast doubt on the evolution and the history of the universe itself. That would not cause me to question that. It would cause me to question my models of how people form and aliens form and stuff like that, but it wouldn't cause me to question the age of the universe. There's nothing related to it.